My favorite Casket-themed talk show. It's great to be able to take the interviewee and take away the guards, so that they're just like in the moment. Like, I think Suge Knight should do a show where he dangles people by their feet outside of a window and just kind of get them loose.
Hello, and welcome to Grave Conversations. I am your host, David Dastmalchian. This is the show where your favorite celebrities get to lie down, and today's guest is someone who we hope lives for a very, 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 very long time. It's almost impossible to be alive and breathing and not have a favorite memory attached to this man. He's one of the greatest and most prolific musicians of our time. He also just happens to be one of the best guys on the planet. Weird Al Yankovic.
Oh, David, thank you so much. I'm going to flip it right back on you. I just want to say that you are such a talented and generous actor. Can I tell the story? 'Cause as you know, you were in my 100% absolutely true biopic, Weird Al Yankovic story.
So 100% true.
And you played, of course, John Deacon, the guy from Queen. When we were shooting the close-ups on Daniel Radcliffe, the camera's not even on you, and you're just doing lines with him, and you just knocked it out of the park.
Thank you. Have you ever been interviewed in a casket before?
This might be my first time. I think it is.
Okay, well, I hope in the next biopic there's a sequence that revolves around, you being interviewed in a casket. Maybe I can come back. Or maybe John Deacon has a life in the world of Al that nobody knows about yet.
I think the biopic definitely needs a sequel. I want to be the first Hollywood biopic with a sequel.
I want to dive in and have you answer some very tough questions.
Okay.
This first segment we call questions you need to answer before you die, or as we often regret calling it, Quintabid.
And most people would just stay with the initialism like FBI, but you go with the acronym like SCUBA or radar. So
every single letter.
Respect, man. That's really cool.
Thank you. Al, what's the longest amount of time you've ever slept?
It must have been in college, because in college I was getting my degree in architecture, and they called it architorture because they forced you to go days without sleeping if you're working on a project. So I remember I was up for maybe 2 full days, and then I slept for, I want to say maybe like 20 hours, and I woke up and my roommates had like Sharpied things all over my face. So I'm pretty sure that was it.
How many horses do you think there are on the planet Earth right now?
Over 8, because I've seen 8 of them, and I'm going to guess there are more.
I really like that answer. If your legacy depended on you inventing a new kind of deli meat, how would you make your deli meat stand out?
Ooh, well, I would probably, I'd probably go for the vegan deli meat. So I would have a deli meat that's, tasty and festive and vibrant and colorful and obsequious and omnipresent.
Do you like products that are intended to taste like meat? Is that something that you think is fun, or do you not really care about?
I like those kind of products. I know there's some like hardcore vegan-ish people that would be offended. Like, why does it even need to look or taste like meat? Like, well, I don't have a problem with that.
Do you think anyone's ever invented a vegan horse flavored like soy? I might try
That's a great idea. Like, have a whole line of vegan product. Like, this tastes like a human head. 1 star on Yelp.
Yeah. Okay. Is it true that long hair don't care?
Most of my long hairs do not care. I can't vouch for all of them.
If your hair could talk, what do you think it would want us to know?
If my hair could talk, I'm not sure that it would be able to communicate those kind of thoughts. It would be, in its own kind of language, like. Which, I don't know what that means.
Mine would be creepy and whispery.
I love you, David. I love you.
How old were you when you first had long hair?
Oh, gosh. It depends what you're qualifying as long. It's hard to answer that because my hair has always been super curly.
Yep.
So even though it may not look long, if you straighten it out, it goes down to my feet.
Al, if you woke up tomorrow and could be any kind of tree, what kind of tree would you be? And why?
Birch.
Do you know why?
Yeah, because I like it because it rhymes with so many things. Smirch.
Lurch.
Lurch.
Yeah. I was going to say birch. Did you know that?
Really?
I want to get dressed up at the holiday time. I want people to put a bunch of stuff on me, and I think birches make good Christmas trees.
That's so sweet.
Yeah. How is the sausage made?
You know, they take the pig intestines and they cram guts inside of it, and then they wrap it up, and then they throw it on the shelf.
They sure do, don't they?
Yep.
Would you rather have wings or a prehensile tail?
Oh, can't I have both?
Sure. You're Al. You can have whatever you want.
I thought you said wings and a prehensile tail.
Prehensile tail.
I'd have my suits tailor-made, though.
I love your style too. How many changes did you have in the most recent tour?
I don't know exactly. I didn't really count because I don't know, like, some of them are like very minor changes, so it depends what you're counting. But I think I'm going to say 3 more than Lady Gaga.
Okay. Did you have fun on the most recent tour, by the way?
I did. I had big fun. I'm going to do it again this year. 90 more shows.
Al, are there places where you feel like getting weird should be mandatory by law?
I think that would be the entire world. I would like a whole weird world that would be like, and that would be enforced 24/7. A couple of years ago, I was really hungry and I was eating a bunch of French fries really quickly and I started choking. And part of me was like afraid of the headlines, you know, like Weird Al eats it, you know. It reminded me of being on the tour bus, because on the tour bus, you know, in the bunks, it's pretty much like being in a casket. So there's something very, very calming. You know, you're tucked in.
On the show, as we've spoken about before, we want to normalize conversations about death and dying and just get people more comfortable talking about that kind of stuff. Are you ready to talk about end of life and celebrations and funerals and all that good stuff?
Let's do that.
Great. It's a time for a segment that we call Death Wish. Al, if you could know the exact moment of your death, would you want to?
Why do you know?
I
No, don't tell me. It's okay. I'm fine. Probably not. Probably not. It freaked me out a little bit.
Judges, can we make sure we don't give Al that card? Al, what do you think your younger self would be most surprised to learn about you now?
Oh, that I'm so old. How did that happen? I don't know. I think my younger self wouldn't believe that I'd actually be able to make a living being Weird Al. I think this whole, I'm still surprised by it now. So 40 years ago or longer, that would have been incomprehensible.
Is there a memory you'd choose to relive once a year forever?
I don't know. I mean, this year is probably my favorite year. Life just keeps getting better. I've got a beautiful, wonderful family. My career's doing well. Specific memory, though? I don't know. I mean, maybe I'd go to when my daughter was a small child, because those memories are so precious. Just to be that age again with her would be kind of a sweet thing.
Yeah, she's college now, yeah?
She graduated college. She's living, I don't want to give her address, but she's somewhere in the state of New York.
Congratulations. You
Thank
do
you.
have an amazing family. I love
Thank
your
you.
family. What's something that you used to believe about the world that you no longer do?
I used to think it was flat, but then I saw the globe, which kind of proved beyond all shadow of a doubt that it is not.
I want to just counterpoint that there's a small group of people huddled outside of the now shuttered arc light on Sunset Boulevard in Hollywood who will be glad to debate that fact with you.
I look forward to that.
They have some
I've got the globe to show them.
They have some stunning evidence to show you. If you could ask the universe one question and get a clear answer, what would it be?
I'd like to ask, what was the first single by Huey Lewis and the News to hit the American Top 40?
I think I know that answer.
Don't tell me. Wait for the world to tell me.
I'll see you all in the comments section. Al, do you think that we're born with a purpose, or do you think we build one as we go?
I think you figure it out as you go along. You know, I don't think you're born with any kind of predestination or anything like that. I think that as you go through life, you kind of figure it out, and I'm still kind of figuring it out.
I used to carry a lot of weight around when I became a parent, because I was like, there's things about me that are tricky. And now my kids have those in their blood, in their genetics. And then I thought about it, I was like, I think we are so much more shaped by how we choose to walk the path than how we're told at birth we're going to walk the path. But
So you're more nurture than nature?
I think so. I really do. I think so. And now in my 50s, I'm like, I feel sometimes like I'm just getting started. Like I'm just starting to figure out what that purpose may be.
Yeah.
And the world can be a pretty scary place sometimes. So I'm trying to like nurture myself, if that makes any sense.
Sure.
If you could choose, how would you like to die?
Oh, it's changed over the years. I don't like pain, and I don't like terror. So I wouldn't want to have like a railroad spike jam through my eye socket because that would hurt.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't want to be like on a sinking ship with a bunch of hysterical people because that's annoying.
Sure.
But I wouldn't want to die in some embarrassing way because a couple of years ago I was really hungry and I was eating a bunch of French fries really quickly and I started choking, and part of me was like afraid that I was going to die, but I was even more afraid of the headlines, like Weird Al eats it, which is really lazy journalism. Back in the day, I would have said, I want to just die in my sleep surrounded by loved ones, which, it's not an unpleasant way to die. But I think, you only live once and you only die once. And I think, you should make the most of it. Like, can I tell you my ideal scenario?
Yeah, please.
Okay. So this is my ideal scenario for how I'd want to die. Okay. So I'm eating a sandwich on a raft in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, and I get attacked by a killer shark. And the shark grabs onto my boot, and I start punching it in the face, just over and over, just punching it in the face, punching it in the face, punching it in the face. And while I'm doing that, a giant eagle flies out of the sky and grabs me in its talons and lifts me up 20,000 feet. And the shark's still attached to my boot, by the way.
Yeah.
And then it gets up to 20,000 feet, and then the eagle drops me, and I start falling, and I pass by a 747, and it's full of my friends and loved ones, and they all, wave goodbye to me. And I'm finally able to kick the shark off, and right about the time I reach terminal velocity, normally this is where you'd think, like, oh, he wants to see, his life flash before his eyes. No, boring. I've been there, done that. Who cares? I want to start, doing flips and spins and turns like I'm, Spider-Man in that PS5 game.
Yep.
And then right before I hit the land, I detonate my bomb. I got a bomb strapped to my chest. I didn't mention that. And that completely wipes out a Nazi terrorist organization that was planning to poison the water supply in New Jersey. So I'm a hero. It's great.
Can you imagine the headline? I love it.
Better than Weird Al eats it, I'll tell you that for sure.
That's the best. That's the best answer we've ever gotten to that question yet. Thank you, Al.
My pleasure.
You win a prize. You know what? You know how I'm going to go, Al? I'm going to be delivering a soliloquy at the end of Weird, the stage version. I get to play you. Don't worry, it's not on Broadway or anything. It's not. It's just I'm going to mount my own production at the Starlight Dinner Theater in OP, Kansas, or something, and I'll be doing an acceptance speech for an award at the very end of the play, and then I get assassinated. But then I actually have a heart attack on stage, and I actually die on stage.
Oh, wow.
Playing Al.
That's so amazing.
Yeah.
There are so many people that have literally died on stage. I was just talking about this with a friend, Tiny Tim was one of them.
He did, in the midst of singing.
Yeah.
Tiptoe.
Yeah,
It's
and
weird.
Dick Shawn, who died, and I think people thought that was like a bit. So nobody wanted to help him.
Yeah.
Because they thought it was, this is just part of the show. And there's a few other people. So yeah, that's another good way to go.
I'm a member of still am a member of a theater company in Chicago, and we used to do shows in a space called the Victory Gardens, where it's like a complex, where there's 2 or 3, smaller house theaters in the same building. So we were doing a matinee of, I want to say, a Sam Shepard play, and this company that we were friends with was Remy Bumpo. They were doing a matinee in an adjacent theater. And a gentleman who's seated on the couch in the play, has delivered his speech, and then he sits down, and then the play continues on, and he doesn't have any more lines for the rest of that act, and then the lights go out at intermission for curtain, and they realize he hasn't come backstage yet, and they came back out, and he was just sitting happily on the couch where he had delivered his last line and had just expired right there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, sounds nice. I mean, I feel bad for the people that have to pick up my corpse off the couch.
Yeah.
Like, who's my understudy? Imagine that act.
I'd want my family to, cut me up into little pieces and sell it on eBay just to help out. Jeff Bezos is going to have a cereal bowl made out of my skull. We just closed that deal, so that's done. I feel great. That was invigorating. I'm going to install a casket in my home now just so I can wake up in a casket.
Are death and dying things that you think about regularly?
I wrote a poem about this a few years ago, and I think it might be applicable here. Can I recite it for you?
Yeah.
I don't think about death and dying that often, except when I'm being interviewed in a freaking coffin. Thank you.
Thank you.
Honestly, thank you. No, please sit down. Honestly, I do think about death all the time, but oddly enough, not my own death. I think about your death constantly. It's crazy.
What do you think happens after we die?
I've given this answer before, and it's basically Keanu Reeves' answer, which I'll paraphrase here. It's after you die, your brain functions stop, and you're slowly eaten by worms and microorganisms, and then you go to heaven.
Have you ever done any funeral planning for yourself?
My wife asks me all the time, not all the time, but she's more than once, she's asked me, do you want to be buried or cremated? And I always say, I don't know, honey, surprise me.
Oh, suspended animation in some kind of futuristic gel.
Yeah. Well, I like the whole, thing with the Native Americans where they use every part of the buffalo. So I probably wouldn't want to be, cremated, because I'd want to donate my organs to medical science and get what they can out of that. And I'd want my family to, cut me up into little pieces and sell it on eBay just to help out.
For sure, the hair.
Yeah. And I've already, Jeff Bezos is going to have a cereal bowl made out of my skull. We just closed that deal, so that's done. I'm excited about that.
This is a fact, Al. I meet regularly with my estate attorney, and we discuss the ways to get through the legal loopholes of being able to preserve my skull as a prop at a theater so that it can live on once I'm gone. And I'm getting close to sealing that deal.
That's really cool. That's working with your estate attorney or, filling out your will. I did that for the first time shortly after I got married a quarter of a century ago. And it's kind of strange because you're sort of cosplaying as a dead person. Like, okay, I'm dead. Who do I want to have all my stuff?
Yeah.
So it's just, I don't know that I was uncomfortable doing that, but it was just kind of an odd feeling.
Al, you had a very big song about paradise. Do you have any hopes?
To live in an Amish paradise or just paradise in general?
In general.
In general, I like the idea of paradise. I vote for that. If that's an option, I'm there. Amish would be like the icing on the cake.
There you go. Well done, Al. That's been an amazing conversation about that. But now, let's talk about what is happening with your life outside of this casket. This is a segment that we call Living for This.
Oh.
What are you working on personally or professionally that makes you feel alive?
I'm working on your last nerve. What am I living for? I'm living for spending time with my beautiful family. I'm living for seeing the streets run red with the blood of my enemies. No, just kidding. I don't want to spend time with my family. I think this is the plug bag part of your show, right?
Yeah, please.
It's ostensibly promoting. So yeah, we mentioned the tour. I'm very excited about going back on the road for the 2026 Bigger and Weirder tour. We had so much fun last year. We expanded the band. We added 4 new players. And they fit in so well. They're so great, and the sounds so fantastic. And normally at the end of like a 3-4 month tour, I'm ready for it to be over, but I really wasn't. The tour ended last year, and I thought, man, this is so fun. I just really want to do this again. So we're back on the road this summer, doing 90 more shows across North America.
Do you know when it starts? When does tour start? May? June?
I believe the same day that Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out. I wasn't holding anything back. I basically peeled back the layers and exposed the real Al that nobody knows. But now everybody knows because I exposed it all.
For those who don't know, the way that Al and I first met was participating in a wonderful charity in Kansas City called the Big Slick, which benefits all of the incredible work being done at Children's Mercy Hospital, one of the leading oncology pediatric hospitals in the world, but definitely in the Midwest. And Al and I, we got to do fundraising for them.
I can't do it this year, but 2027 for sure.
2027,
Yeah.
it's a date. And I will by then be long into the extended run of my hit off Broadway performance as Al. Thank you for being here on Grave Conversations.
My pleasure.
Before we bury this interview, I do have one final thing I would like to ask you to do, please.
Okay.
Would like for you to please give your own eulogy. It is spelled out Y-O-U-logy. That's
Wordplay, I love it.
when I say die.
You say radiculitis.
That's
Die.
right. Radiculitis.
Yes.
Okay, when I say die, you're going to have 60 seconds to give yourself your own eulogy.
Ooh, okay.
I'm going to try to be very quiet, not to cry. And obviously, this is the most important thing you'll ever say. Okay, 3, 2, 1, die.
Dear friends, all of you here at Madison Square Garden, and the millions of people around the world watching live on satellite TV, we are gathered here today to honor a true American icon, Mr. Alfred Matthew Yankovic. Husband, father, cousin, second cousin, pet owner, musician, singer-songwriter, actor, producer, director, miniature golf enthusiast, auto club member, and 6th grade spelling bee winner. Truly, he is a man who died as he lived, being dropped by an eagle from 20,000 feet. That was so awesome, so cool. Al loved each and every one of you, but even though he's not here anymore, he wouldn't want you to be sad today. Well, maybe a little sad. I mean, he's dead. It's kind of, he's not going to police your feeling. You feel however you want. It's, you do you. It's fine. That's not the point. The point is, we're here today to honor a man who added a little joy, a little light, a little silliness to a world that needed it pretty badly. A man who spent his entire life with the sole purpose of teaching people that it was okay to be a little weird. Because truly, the weirdos are the ones that change the world. If you want to take a selfie with the deceased, line starts on the right, cake's in the lobby. Thanks for coming.
Amazing. Thank you, Al. That was incredible. Wow.
Thank you, David.
And what you said resonates very much with me. The Weirdos I knew in about 5th grade when my dear friend Jim Bowen and I would listen to your music, and we would sing many of your songs, and we would tape record them on a little desktop tape recorder that your parents would have when you were a kid. And we did Good Old Days.
Oh.
It was one of my all-time favorite songs.
Very dark.
And it's interesting because at that time, I knew something about me that was okay, because I really had this dark, twisted sense of fascination and humor with the world, but I didn't know if it was okay. And then your weirdness and your music and your celebration of that made me feel like, oh, this can be funny. Like, this is okay that I have such a dark and twisted part of myself.
David, you're okay.
Yeah, I'm okay, you're okay. So thank you for that, Al.
My pleasure.
I really love it, and I'm grateful that I get to know you and be your friend. It's been really special. I can't believe we got to spend this time together, but Al, good things come to an end.
I love the wordplay.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Thought he'd never leave. This is a Titan casket? This is the same company that made those Titan submersibles? Hope it doesn't implode. All right. There's no bars in here.
Being on Grave Conversations feels like
Rubbing boysenberry yogurt all over your face and abdomen.
great. Great.